Hi, I'm back again. So now for our lesson. So I didn't want to put all three things on the same video just in case you're not interested in all three things, right? So this is for the lesson now, the third time, hopefully last time today. Or it might not be because there's a rally today. Did you know that? At Hebron SDA Church this evening, I don't know the time, surely it's around 7. Yeah, ish. We're starting our rally, but tomorrow, Saturday, it will continue. So that would be from 9:15 right up until the concert, which is probably at 6, I think, ish. I don't know the times, y'all. I'm sorry, but I know it's happening. So why don't you call Hebron SDA, French SDA, and find out what time our rally will be this evening, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday. You're welcome to stop by and say hello if you do. And Nicolette just asking for me. They all know who I am. I'm popular, only in church. Anyway, before I do our lesson, I wanted to share. So I was absent yesterday, and because I went to school, my TED Talk and everything. Yeah. And so a little girl from school, just upstairs, whatever, came by and she's like, I need a Band-Aid. I was like, okay. And so I gave her the Band-Aid and she's like, I don't really need a Band-Aid. I just want to make sure you're here. I was like, oh, that was so sweet. I love my little children. I really do. So just between you and I and the whole world, they've decided amongst themselves, the ones that come often, that they want to be nurse helpers. So they're telling like the whole school that they're nurse helpers, and they come in here and they've even made a schedule. So I'm like, listen, this is not allowed. Okay, we have nurses helpers that bring people from the classroom to the nurse, but you're not really supposed to be helping the nurse. But I think it's so sweet, y'all, that they really want to help the nurse be with me in this room. They always want to be here. I'm like, are you really sick? You know you're not really sick, right? But I do love them, and I hope, and a lot of them are going to be graduating. So so one of them admitted to me the other day, she's like, you know, all those days that I've been coming here, I'm not really sick. I'm like, I know. You didn't have to tell me that. So, yeah, that tender loving care I give out, I don't know. It gives me a lot of trouble sometimes because I have a lot more customers than I really need to be having. But I can't help it. Okay, to the lesson, shall we? So, today is December 9th. Just want to be sure. Yeah. 9th. And it's Friday, right? So our lesson's title was Out of the Whirlwind, and our memory text was, where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. And we had said that that's God speaking to Job after his 3 friends and Elihu had their whole spiel on, why Job is suffering. God had to put in his 2 pieces, more than 2 pieces, but he had to let them know, and Job himself as well, right? Or more specifically, Job, that, I am God. Okay, I do whatever I want to, when I want to, how I want to whom I want to. Note to self. Okay. So Friday, December 9th, the lesson's title is Exploration. I know that my Redeemer liveth. So we're concluding. Dang it, we didn't even do the lesson we're concluding. We did like Sunday, Monday. I think that's all we did this week. Oh, and I like have a tendency of not going back because the lesson that I do for that day is like so long as it is. You know what I should start doing? I should start videotaping the lesson as we cover the whole 7 days on Sabbath morning with the children at church. What do you think about that? Would you be interested? I'll ask them if they're interested in being seen. Some of them are shy, so we'll see. Okay, let me know. Ponder this anecdote, published more than 100 years ago. The rough diamond cried out under the blow of the lapidary, "I am content, let me alone." But the artisan said, as he struck again, "There is the making of a glorious thing in thee." "But every blow," answered the rough stone, "pierces my heart." "Aye, but after a little it shall work for thee a far more exceeding weight of glory." I cannot understand, as blow fell upon blow, Why should I suffer in this way? "Wait," said the lapidary. "What I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter." And out of all this came the Côte d'Or to sparkle in the monarch's crown. Ooh, that was awesome. Okay, so we've heard similar anecdotes before, right? People always use, whether it's the gold that's in the fire, struck to perfection, or it's this diamond that needs to be chipped at. But it's always a hard concept to grasp, and we grapple at it, but sometimes we can't really get a handle on it. And the concept is suffering to be perfected. We look at ourselves half the times and we're like, "I'm okay. I'm alive. I do my best. I try to keep from doing what's wrong." And God says that's not enough. And so then you wonder, when is it enough? When will it ever be enough? Will it ever be enough? And God says no, repeatedly, day after day, trial after trial. It will never be enough, not until the day you die. And that's a very troublesome way to think about life. But then it's also a very, I really don't know the word. It's just to think that someone has, he says here, "There is the making of a glorious thing in you." So to know that someone has more faith in what you can become than you do is really touching, right? So God sees in us great things, greatness. And he sees that we're selling ourselves short half the time. So he's at us, after us, every day to get rid of those things that are imperfect. But we cry out like, "Okay, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay, let me be." But he can't let us be because he knows the glory he has awaiting us. And in this example, it's, the jewel, the diamond, its destination was the crown of a king. That's like the ultimate, reach for a jewel. But for us, our ultimate glory is in heaven. And in the same way as when a king chooses his jewels, or when his servant chooses his jewels, he cannot choose one that is imperfect. He has to choose the best. But even more so, for you to make it to heaven, there cannot be an ilking of imperfection in you, in me. And that's what we don't realize. You might be good, but you're never perfect because you're human. And heaven only receives perfection. So yes, you're better than most. You're better than some. You're better than everyone you know, perhaps. But you're not better than anyone in heaven. And so you must constantly be purified, shaped, molded, sculpted, brought through the fire so that you can make it to heaven. Now, if your destination is to remain on earth, and your destination is the White House or some place or a kingdom of sorts, I don't know. But earthly wise, then perhaps do stop. Don't go anywhere else, remain as you are. But I don't think that's what you want, is it? I believe even those, like even kings who have reached the climax of their glory are seeking better, right? They want to be the greatest. They want to be not a king, but an emperor, right? Every nation fights and struggles to be number one. And as they are number one, they struggle to remain as such. So if on earth we seek more than we have, why would we not seek more as Christians? The earthly people, worldly folks have a greater reach. They're aiming for higher and better things. But we as Christians, our greater and better thing is not on earth. But the only way we're to reach it is by suffering. And it's hard. Like last night I was thinking about just my life and the things that I go through. And and the determination that I have to do good and to do the right things. And how many times I tell God, I want to be good. I want to be, I want to do what's right. And I'm tempted with things and notions, ideas, and just things that I should be working on. Everyone should work on. And it's a constant thing for me. It's a constant thing for you. And we're like, when will this end? Like, when will I overcome this, whatever it is? I struggle so much. Like, when will I reach that point where I'm not struggling anymore? Where I'm just gliding? But even as we glide, sometimes we will, like climbing a mountain. It's like a never-ending mountain. You climb a bit, reach a valley, climb a bit more, reach another valley, climb a bit more. And sometimes it's very rocky. And the thing is, you can't just dangle at one spot, can you? That's the thing about life. Sometimes when you feel like you're stable, you're really not. Because it's either you're at the bottom of that mountain or you're at the top.